if you have a pulse, this applies to you. So stay tuned and take a listen. Hi, I'm Fernando Sosa, and you're watching a special episode of Mindset of Steel. Now, in this episode, I wanted to jump in very quickly to talk about strategy. In particular, I want to talk about what is a funnel. Now, this strategy applies to business owners and non-business owners. Okay, so what is a funnel? Well, let me ask you a question first. Will you marry me? What if I get on my knees? Will you marry me now? Okay, that probably is too subtle, right? What about, let's go out on a date first. Then I'll ask you to marry me. No, that's still too subtle. Let's go out on a couple of dates, and maybe then I'll ask you to marry me. Does that sound better? It's better, but not. It's too fast. What about this? How about this idea? Let's go out on a few dates, take our time, couple of weeks pass by, months maybe. Let's get to know each other a little bit. And maybe then I'll propose and we get engaged. And then we take a little bit more time to get to know each other even more and be more committed. And maybe we can set a date, and maybe then we can get married. That sounds a little bit better, right? Okay, so I'm being facetious, right? But think about it. When you ask somebody to do something right away, especially if it's a stranger, let's talk in terms of business. Let me for those non-business owners, give me a moment. I'll talk about non-business owners next. For people that are in business, it applies to you too if you're not in business because you're on the receiving end. For people that are in business, how do you expect to go to somebody that doesn't know you at all, just met, and you're expecting them to buy something from you right away? You're saying, hi, I'm John Doe, buy my product, or hi, join me here, or hi, buy this from me, or hi, sign up here, give me your email, give me your money. And you just know these people. You just learned about them like right now. That's a big problem that a lot of business owners have at the beginning, that they think that just spraying their message out to the public and expecting random strangers just to buy from them out of the blue. And then they give up when they don't see the results. On the flip side, for the consumers, non-business owners, how do you go to, let's say, a stranger and ask them to trust you or to give you something? Or let's say your kids, if you're a parent, if you're going to your kids and saying, hey, do this. Well, okay, you can set your authority and have them do something because you said so. Or you can do something else, which I'm going to talk about, a funnel. Okay. Now, let me share my screen so I can explain a little bit what I'm trying to tell you. Here's a diagram of what's called a funnel. And this funnel applies in business and non-business. Like in business, it could be a sales funnel, a marketing funnel, all types of funnels. In general life, you can apply it to anything. But this is what typically happens with our brains, right? We are doing something in response to a message that we receive, right? So let's say somebody is trying to sell you something. Well, what's the first thing that happens? Well, in the funnel, you become aware first. Okay? If it's in terms of the example of a relationship, you become aware of that person, right? And then as time goes on and you get to know that person more and more, you may or may not become interested. Okay? And then as time goes on, you may or may not make a decision on whether or not you want to continue this relationship and maybe take the next step, which is to take action. Okay? That funnel is what happens all the time. Now, the time that it takes to go from one step to another varies. It varies by person. It varies by the type of thing, the type of action that you're trying to get to. It varies, but the steps are the same. So the problem is in business, if you're trying to have somebody to take action before they're interested, before they make a decision, before they're aware of you, like you want to jump from hello to buy now. That's a big problem. It's very hard to do that in relationships as well. Okay. First, like again, I'm going back to the marrying relationship. First, you have to get to know the person, right? And then have a relationship. And then later on, you may or may not take action, which is the next step, which is the proposal in the marriage. So this is why I'm bringing this up, just to help you become aware that there is a funnel in everything that you do. And if you're in business and you're trying to sell a product, before you try to make a sale, make a relationship. Before you try to make a sale, make a relationship. And then the person on the other end, if they get into a relationship, a business relationship, they get to know you and trust you, then they're more likely to buy from you. On the relationship side, non-business, it's the same thing. Before you introduce an idea, let's say at work, before you introduce an idea and you want let's say your boss to take action, raise their awareness about certain things. Give them more information, and maybe then they're going to get more interested in that information. And then they'll make a decision. They're more open to take action. Don't just jump and go to your boss and try to get them to do something right away. So I hope this concept of the funnel helps you, whether you're in business or not, because I think it applies in all aspects of life. That's all for now. See you on the next episode of Mindset of Steel.